Namaste, everyone present in this meeting, and I welcome all to this Waves seminar, Waves webinar, talk number 14. We usually have this monthly talk on every first Monday of the month, and in this series, this is the 14th talk that we are organizing. And now to start it, I invoke the deity by praying a Mangalacharan. Om Purnamadaha Purnavidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaye Purnameva Avashishyate. I request Adarsh ji to please play the Kulgeet of Waves.
प्रस्तुत है वेव्स कुलगीत।
पुराणों स्मृति ग्रंथों में निहित अमूल्य सार हम जाने। तत्व ज्ञान ही बोध हमारा, वेदाध्ययन है लक्ष्य हमारा। दशकों से है वेव्स दे रहा अवसर चर्चा का, चिंतन का।
दशकों से है वेव्स दे रहा अवसर चर्चा का, चिंतन का।
एक मंच पर सबको लाना ध्येय रहा हर सम्मेलन का। वैश्विक हित कर्तव्य हमारा, अध्ययन है लक्ष्य हमारा।
ऋतं भरा प्रज्ञा से युतनु, ऋतं भरा प्रज्ञा से युतनु। भ्रमजालों से दूर बचे हम,
स्वस्थि भाव पूरित जीवन हो। अनृत मार्ग से दूर रहे हम। चिदानंद गंतव्य हमारा, वेदाध्ययन है लक्ष्य हमारा।
वेव्स है माध्यम जिसका न्यारा,
वेदाध्ययन है, वेदाध्ययन है, वेदाध्ययन है लक्ष्य हमारा।
Thank you, Adarsh and Manik, for playing the Waves Kulgeet in front of all the August gathering here. Once again, I welcome you all to this talk series. And let me present before you the brief introduction of the both of the organizers. WAVES International, which is World Association for Vedic Studies, is a multidisciplinary academic society in the USA. It is a forum for all scholarly activities and views on any area of Vedic studies, variously called Indian studies, South Asian studies, or Indology. WAVES is not confined to study related to Vedas only or to India alone. It encompasses all that applies to traditions commonly known as Vedic, past, present, and future anywhere in the world. Similarly, it's a sister branch, Wider Association for Vedic Studies, which is WAVE India, is a registered academic society under Societies Act 21 of 1860 in New Delhi. Association still maintains its acronym, which is WAVES, and is an affiliate of World Association for Vedic Studies, USA. Presently, WAVES has about 350 members in India registered as life members with its 6 chapters in different parts of India. It has organized 28 annual conferences, along with many international conferences as well, along with several other academic activities. And both of the associations have joined together to bring before you this series on the various aspects of Vedic knowledge, in which uh, every first Monday of every month, we bring before you a renowned scholar from different fields of Vedic studies, and we sit together. We talk about the Vedic knowledge together, and we try to gather the uh, significance of the Vedic knowledge in today's world through these talks. Now, we have among us as today's speaker, Dr. Pratibha Gramann-ji. I welcome you again. Let me present before you all a brief introduction of our speaker today. Dr. Pratibha Gramann-ji is a scholar, educator, and mental health consultant, faculty instructor in philosophy and psychology, dean of the Department of Student Affairs at De Anza College and Truman State University. You are certified trainer in pranayama meditation, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and Sankhya in the lineage of Baba Haridas from Nainital, India. Today, the topic of your talk will be pranayama and its significance. Just to bring before you a brief introduction of the topic, pranayama today has more significant benefit than in the past. It's a valuable tool for reducing stress and anxiety, enhancing brain function, improving digestion, and boosting happiness and creativity. And as you all know, that it is appropriate for every age, it is universal knowledge, and it can be applied anywhere. There are many methods that should be learned from a certified practitioner and practiced regularly. And we are fortunate to have Dr. Pratibha Gramann with us to enlighten us on this topic further. I invite you for your talk. Ma'am, please come to the dais, and dais is yours.
Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure to have this opportunity to talk about pranayama. It has now become a popular topic in many circles in a way. And I want to begin just like this, is that what is prana? What is prana? And how does prana differ from breath? Because we have to work with our breath in order to do pranayama. So I won't speak more about myself. I can at another time. But so prana, our breath, we know exists within us. It's what we have as we speak and keeps us alive. Now, to compare that with prana, prana is an extra force that exists, that comes from uniting your breath with consciousness. Now, this can, of course, happen in any situation sometimes, but it needs to be done regularly in order to really be our friend. I like to call it our friend. We also need inspiration regularly to stay with doing pranayama, because it's not a natural thing that we do. We can live without it, but it does so much to enhance our life, to really, as they would say, get into it. And you all know it exists within yoga, and it has always existed within yoga. Now, the need for pranayama was probably a lot less when we, say, centuries ago, could live a life that was more calm and peaceful, and it was not as it is very hectic and in almost everywhere now. What does that do when we have actions that are unpeaceful, that are hectic, and they're, as we say, they create a lot of stress? Well, stress means that we don't have the full operation of what we want to do. We don't have the tools that we need to live life the way we want to. Something is offbeat when we have stress and tension, and we know we should balance it. And really, pranayama, working with our breath, is necessary. You can do tools too that may change and balance the pranayama, but it's always going to be a change in the breath that will make a change in the mind, in the heart, in your intention, and in your operation of your day, of your life. So starting with where does the prana, how does this change us? I want to start this way, that in the morning when the sun rises, there is said to be more prana available. So itself is an excellent practice to get up before the sun rises. This is something you have to experience. I don't know about any studies done on it. There may have been studies done on it, but anyway, you can experience easily if you get up before the sun rises, or even just at that time. There is an energy that you feel lighter. You feel more positive. It's just like an energy that you feel at any time that makes you feel more upbeat and positive. You can feel it at that time of the day. This also connects a lot with psychology, but we can't go into everything in depth in one day. So the way I personally see it, I have to say, I guess it's how we always see things personally, but objectively. When the sun rises, it adds a dimension of warmth to the breath, that the air. You can just say to the air. And this, the consciousness itself is something that is equated, that comes to us also from the sun. This is not a full explanation also of consciousness, but there is an increase of consciousness that comes at this time. So that is available to us when we are standing and our spine is upward, right? It's a different experience to our body mind if it's horizontal. So here are three or a few keys that itself will be helpful to anyone's life. There is also the psychological part of it, is maybe changing your habit to get up so early. But this also can be done, and this is in this, should I say, practice or environments that we live, we should seek out other people who are doing this, because it's an inspiration between each other. To, in a way, be your own community is very helpful. When you try to do it only by yourself, then you don't have that support. Now, daily you need to work to do this individually, say just for 20 minutes. But if once a week you get together with others who do it, you can develop this inspiration that will keep you on the path. That's the actual problem that almost everyone gets into. They do it for a while and then they drop off. So rather than dropping off, what is a factor? But let's go to something that is a little bit more practical right now, because we're just together for a short time. So let's touch on several aspects. Most of you probably know from your own lives, from Ayurveda, there are 5 locations of breath in the body mind. In the chest and the head is actually called prana. Then you have the digestive, located all those organs in the solar plexus. That's the samana. And then you have apana, which is the location of all breath and air from the navel to the end of the trunk of the body. Now, then you have air or breath that it resides in our limbs, right? Which are the legs and the arms, the Vyana, and the last. And each one of these is very important. But this last one I'm going to mention is one that gets out of whack very easily, is also related to organs. It means the neck area and the very upper part of the chest. So this is Udana. Pranayama is about balancing all of these. So if you want to think of just one thing that pranayama does, is it balances whatever needs to be balanced at a particular time. Now, there are many, many different types of practices for pranayama. And each teacher will have some little differences. There is not one book, or even in the text that's a classic for yoga, that says you do it. It gives general guidelines, but these have to be developed. Still, they are singular, basically the same, but you don't need to look for exactly to do it, by one person. But you need to follow a certain routine that is from the beginning to upper. Pranayama is not about you jump to the highest with your first practices. No, the first idea that you want from pranayama is it makes you feel stable. It makes you feel grounded, and you can meet whatever you need to meet in your day. And if you're grounded and relaxed, then you're ready actually to perform other pranayams. I want to give an experience here. For one thing that pranayama is known to do is it lengthens the breath. So lengthening the breath means that in any portion of the body, the breath can get stuck. And even if you have a pain in your shoulder or your arm or whatever it is, it means that the breath that is there is not moving the way it needs to move. So even for any ache or pain that you have, and it's been proven, you can read these studies, people have cured all kinds of all kinds of illnesses by doing pranayama. They speeded up their curing process, at least. So you should never be afraid to start it, but you should start it in an easy way. What I'm going to show right now is something that is for lengthening the breath, which is also good for anybody, especially, let's say, passing over 45 or even younger. It can be at any age. You feel you need more balance. Something is out of order. So if you would just one thing that also should be done before pranayama is to relax. Of course, pranayama is going to relax you, but you need to also be relaxed before you do it. Now, this can be a little bit personal. Maybe to relax, you're going to listen to some music that you find relaxing. Just a few minutes can do the job. Or you do what's called a body scan. Or you might listen to something. Even listening to something about something that's inspiring to you can make you relax, right? So I'm asking everyone now to relax. You're listening, and if you're not relaxed, you know you just want to be relaxed, right? So you take it easy, put a smile on your face, and don't be too serious. And let's raise the arms, because when you raise the arms, you move a lot, almost everything in your body. It 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 moves of its own. It becomes a little bit activated, but um, it's also relaxing. So this, which I'm going to show you, is called Dirga Recha and Dirga Pura, and it is something that works from the breath that goes from the top of the uh, neck or top of the chest to the just below the navel. Just below the navel is a significant point, said to be 2 inches inward, where there is location of node that holds a lot of energy. So if you would please close your eyes, it's easier to concentrate on your breath and have the focus and attention that you need to have. And the first procedure is to just exhale gently all your breath through your nostrils. You just gently exhale all the breath. So it passes through your chest, your abdomen, and goes to just below the navel area. And you can see that's a comfortable place. It's a relaxing spot. Now, you pause. This method is not for holding, but you pause for a moment and you bring the air up in any way that it comes up. In other words, you don't need to have the same attention on your breath as you bring it up, or take the inhale, is what I should mean to say. Whereas I'm going to start it again. So the first one, you simply exhale all your breath through your nostrils. Pause. You put the object here is you go slowly. You go slowly so that it's more complete, and your attention and your focus is all on your breath. It's not anywhere else. It's on the breath. Even on my voice, you don't need to listen. You put it on your breath and you will still hear the direction. So the exhale has occurred. Now you pause and you bring the inhale in an ordinary pattern without as much focus, or it doesn't have to be as slow. We're going to do this 5 times. So that was 1 time. Keeping your eyes closed is easier to focus on the breath. And again, we will exhale slowly, gently, taking all the breath in the exhale, or downward position, so to speak. And then you pause and you bring the air in an ordinary fashion. It's your natural breath rate. Okay, number 2, We do it again. The exhale is slow and deep, using your focus and attention only on your breath. Pause and inhale in a natural way for yourself. Okay, number 3. Again, you go slowly with the attention and focus of your mind on your breath. Exhale fully and complete. Pause. Take an ordinary breath inward or upward also, so to speak. Okay, I think that was number 3. It's what we're doing now, or 4, I'm not sure. Number 3, exhale slowly, gently to a place of pause, and then you bring the breath upward in a natural fashion. We will go to the next one, number 4. Exhale slowly, deeply, entering all the sections of your body, so to speak, to just below the inward from the navel, and then pause and take the air in a natural fashion. One more time. This time, take the exhale. Of course, when you do this, it will be your own rate. It may be a little different. Okay, exhale, emptying the lungs, emptying the solar plexus and the abdomen. Pause and take the breath up in your own natural fashion. Very good. Now we're going to do the opposite. So this time you're going to put your attention fully on the inhale, and the exhale will be natural. So to begin this one, you start with the upward, the inward breath. And as you did before, this time the attention is very slow, with all of your attention knowing it's passing through the abdomen, through the solar plexus, through the lungs, up to your throat. Let's do that. Take the breath in, slowly, gently, thoroughly, all the way up. So here you can see how gently and slowly is already very relaxing and good for your health. Then you exhale just naturally. Okay, number 2, let's take the breath in through the nostrils. This is only a nostril breath. Keep attention on the inward flow, fully up to your throat, and the exhale is your natural breath, as it would go to number 3. Inhale slowly, gently, full attention on the breath. Don't have your attention anywhere else. This is the first challenge, or one of the first challenges. You're doing it correct.
Sorry for interruption, Pratibha ji. Can you please check whether your volume is up?
Oh, the volume.
Actually,
Mm.
people have written in the chat box that volume is quite low. So can you please check if it is full?
I'll just talk a little louder. I think it is up.
It's okay now. It's okay now. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have one more in this session, I think. Gently, you're going to take the air, the breath inward. You're going to take an inhale that is gentle and full. and your full attention is on the breath, and you bring it all the way up to your throat, and the exhale is down, or your normal breath. Now, for just a minute or two, keep your eyes closed and make notification of the effect of doing this. You have done this now for a few minutes, right? It didn't even take that long, but it is a process that you need to do correctly, right? What effect? Keep your eyes closed so your attention is still on your breath, but just ask yourself, what effect does this have on my mind, on my health, and how I feel about myself and the body, mind? What is the effect? I think that it is a good learning tool to remember how you feel about doing this, like the first time you do it. And then each time you see how you feel. Is this a tool that is helpful? You need to feel that the breath practices that you are doing are helpful to you. You're not just doing them because it's another thing you have to do, but the effect has to be a positive one, right? I don't know if it's appropriate at this moment to ask any comments. There are plenty of other things to talk about with the breath. But if anybody
Actually, we
wants,
have Q&A question answer session at the end. So I
Yeah.
believe we would be taking comments at the last.
I think that's a good idea. You can just hold on to the idea you
Not
have.
break the flow of your talk.
Right? So you really need to, in doing pranayama, the mind also resists. The mind doesn't want to be bothered to have to do these things. It's a little bit of trouble, like a lot of things in life. You need to do them, but it's trouble. You have to put forth the effort. But what you receive from putting forth the effort is so tremendous. That's something you have to learn. It's good to keep a little notebook when you do this, and you see the progress over a week or whatever. So what are more of the benefits? Well, there are a lot of studies now that speak about the benefits, and you have to work with your own mind for some time to understand, how is this helping me? And then the mind always, I said, it also resists and say, oh, I don't need to do them today. I would like to suggest that on any day that you cannot do them, you don't have the time or something like that, or you just absolutely resist it, please do 5 minutes or even 2 or 3 minutes, because it helps you develop the practice. It helps you develop the habit. You can use the word if you want. Routine. If you skip it, then it's easier to skip the next day and the next day. So just do a little bit if you can't do the full thing. And it is recommended that 20 minutes is plenty of time. But let's suppose you want to just start with, you just want to start with 10 minutes, and whatever 10 minutes will give you. Maybe you can only do this breath practice that lengthens the breath 3 times. Okay, then do it just 3 times. 3 times one way, 3 times the other way. So if you have also a place in your home that is a spot that reminds you, this is where I do my, this can be helpful. You can combine it, really ideally, with any other religious tool you have your puja table or whatever it is. If you sit there, that's the best. If you want to, sometimes people say they do this, they do rituals or they do prayers. If you do some kind of little bit of prayer first, like I already explained, something that is inspiring to you, then just even in the middle of it or after it, you can do your breath practice. On the other hand, if it works for you to do it just first and then you do anything else later, you can do it that way. But try to be relaxed, right? Try to be relaxed, try to be inspired. But it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have breakfast soon, but I do these first. Actually, if you don't have another way to do it, but you sit to eat, you do a breath practices first. So may I ask how we're doing on the time?
We are good. We have ample of time.
Plenty of time, sure. Okay, so I am kind of wondering if there are questions. It's a little early, I guess, to go for questions, but let me say a few more things about the whole system of the breath is considered to be a second part of the body as you go inward. So it's the prana body. You have the physical structure, and the first structure that goes inward is the breath. So everybody knows about the breath because everybody has the breath. And it is also related to the nervous system. That's why it's so effective for the stress reduction and the release of anxiety. And there's no doubt about it. I think you probably don't even need that convincing, but you do need the experience to see that the breath practices help. You want to have a super day, right? So one of the excuses that people will give is that I don't have time to do the breath practice. But once you have the experience and you learn that your day actually goes better, it's more positive, you can handle things with the way you want to, and you feel in control of yourself, and you become more creative, and you have more clarity about things. You just feel like a new person. You have more energy, and you need to feel that you have energy in order to live a great day, right? These things have to be your experience, and you have to do them for a period of time before you feel that way. But this is also why once a week, if you get together, not just to talk, but you see other people are gaining. It's like a support group. Don't just be someone who you want to hide because you have to do your breath practices. And I don't mean that you do your breath practices in a public way, but I mean you associate with other people who do them. So it's like together, you join a group that does it. You have a teacher, and you have the opportunity to ask questions, because questions do arise. It is part of yoga. It's essential part of yoga, of going inward. And but you don't have to be afraid that you're being too religious or something like that. This is for your the life that you live in an outward way and an inward way, whatever it is. But everybody has an outward life that they must live for the day. And you want to keep yourself healthy also. So if you can yourself, you can make it your your own mantra of 5 minutes a day, you remind yourself of the benefits of doing pranayama, you become more inspired, and you may pick up a book too that's inspiring for you. So I don't think there's any way out that humankind can get away from employing these kinds of practices. Like I said earlier, centuries ago, it was a different environment that we lived in, and they were probably not as needed. But the amount of things that people have to do now, and challenges, you need to gain that strength inside, and that's the way you want to be. You want to be more whole and full, and do everything that you need to do, and you want to do, and you want to feel creative, and you want to feel happy. To feel happy is also very, very important. To feel sad is a real downer, and it will not bring you anything. I don't mean superficial happiness, but I mean you do these breath practices, you activate nerves in your system that are ordinarily not activated. And you can see where the positivity, and you have more awareness, which you need more awareness, right, in life. So it's a growing tool, and you want to do this growing tool. But it is a challenge to get into the practice of it. So you need